Hey guys, hey everyone, new video. The Switch 2 is out, it's here, it's beautiful, but more importantly, Nintendo did what the other guys should have been doing for the past 5 years, utilizing the next generation hardware effectively. So I think we can all agree that the Switch 2 doesn't seem that innovative on paper, especially comparing from the jump from, let's say, the Wii U to the Switch. But the Switch 1 hardware is perfect to me. Why throw away all of what you built and start over? We're at a point during this hardware generation where the answer of what should be the next console just isn't obvious. Or is it? I mean, the other guys have been doing just better graphics and higher fidelity their whole lives. And in 2020, when the PS5 came out, the line of next-gen console jump was really blurry. The PS5 launch exclusive was Demon's Souls, a PS3 remake that doesn't use the console effectively at all, and totally would have run on a PS4, and 5 years later, games are still being launched on both systems, such as Horizon 2 and God of War 2. Does it run better? I mean, yeah, probably, but the question of is it necessary is an objective no if last gen system can still run the game. So how does the Switch 2 actually achieve this if that console is the exact same? Why buy one? Because the games literally cannot run on the older hardware. They're using the next generation how it should be used, not by pumping in the gigashits per megafar and gay tracing. Nintendo has always understood that play and fun come first. That's why they're not making a Horizon type mash through hyper-realistic, barely animated dialogue game. No, they're making Monkey Kong 3D. And using it as an example, the main power of Donkey Kong is that you can literally destroy everything in the entire world. Ripping off terrain and using it as a platform, destroying every possible terrain in the entire world, all in a buttery smooth 60 frames. This is unachievable on Switch 1, and should be how you defined next generation hardware. Touching on the first launch exclusive Mario Kart World, it has a massive open world also running at 60 frames, and modes like Knockout Tour show how driving through the world with 24 players has no breaks, no hiccups, and everything is entirely seamless. In the developer interview, they even talked about how this was originally being developed on Switch 1, it just wasn't possible. And alright, I get it, so why make this video? Because some people just don't get the Switch 2's purpose. Because the other guys are pushing out games that look like this at 30 frames a second and saying, yeah, that's next gen. I'm gonna be honest, what about this is next gen? It just has pretty graphics. And that's the second big thing. Graphics. No, graphics are not a benchmark on how good your game is. Graphics plateaued during the last generation if God of War 2 was allowed to run on 2013 hardware. The two exclusives of Mario Kart and Donkey Kong, they both look gorgeous, but they further emphasize that graphics have hit a ceiling. That's why we have them as exclusives, man. They do what couldn't be done before, and the only game to actually do that on PlayStation 5 was Astrobot. And I do want to touch on the term innovation, because the Switch 2 actually does innovate on its hardware with mouse controls. The idea of it is crazy cool, bringing the precision of PC controls to a console, but it's the one aspect the launch doesn't really have a fun game to highlight with. Donkey Kong has the artist mode, and Mario Kart just doesn't have it at all. The main game using this is Prime 4 with mouse controls, but that's still a long time away still. The only game I've seen actually do something cool and actually used it for was the Deltarune secret boss. Granted, it's really cool and very fun, but it's just for one boss. So, anyway, Nintendo has always led the way on tech innovation in games, reshaping how players interact and play with their games. There's a lot of stupid discourse surrounding this topic, spearheaded by people who don't actually own the console. The Switch 2 is a really special piece of hardware. You know, it also plays the entire Switch 1 library at upgraded frame rates just on raw power, and the whole thing's portable. Now that we can finally hold next-gen tech in our hands, it's gonna be really cool to see what the future holds. Unless you only have a gay box and a gay station. They're lame as hell, boy.